So welcome everybody. We're going to have much more of a meditative class today. Just like a... so I'm going to... Sometimes I bring this out when I need to do a class because I've been busy. So this is what I call the glitter jar of the mind. Some of you will be familiar with it. It's the same glass. It's the same jar. So the glitter is your thoughts. Okay. And this is the space that we get when we meditate on a regular basis, not just occasionally. And this is what happens when we don't. This is our thoughts. Yes? Can you see that? So in order to allow ourselves to drop into the spaciousness that is actually our mind, which is vast, way beyond our body, we need to add little moments of stillness into our life. So that doesn't have to be an hour every morning chanting Om. It can just be being much more mindful. So mindfulness comes from yoga. It's just got a modern label of how you're washing your dishes. Doing one thing at once, not multitasking. Gardening. Observing how you're speaking to people and how you're feeling. I'm going to read you a little bit from the book first. So we're doing a little bit of philosophy. So this is a brilliant book if you are somebody who's keen to look into meditation in a little bit more detail, which is why I offer meditation on a Thursday night for free. So this is by a Tibetan called Bokal Rinpoche. It's probably one of the best books I've ever written. Wish I had written it. Read on meditation. So just let your eyes close. So this is just a little bit about the ego and the 5 poisons. So our mind is fundamentally infinite. It is not limited by the constraints of an individual existence. There is no ego. Although it does not exist, we identify ourselves with this illusionary ego. It is the center and the touchstone of our relationships. Everything that confirms its existence and is favorable to it becomes an object of attachment. Everything that threatens its integrity becomes an enemy, a source of aversion. The presence of the ego itself conceals the true nature of our mind and of all phenomena. It makes us unable to discriminate between the real and the illusionary. In this sense, we are prisoners of mental dullness. The ego also engenders jealousy towards persons considered possible rivals in any possible area. And finally, the ego wants to be superior to others, and this is pride. Attachment, aversion, mental dullness, jealousy, and pride are the 5 basic poisons produced by ego clinging. They form I can never say this word, irrevocable obstacles to inner peace, constantly creating worries, troubles, difficulties, anguish, and suffering, not only for ourselves, but also for others. It is obvious, for example, that anger results in suffering for oneself, and when overcome by an opponent, curses and hurtful words for the person towards whom it is directed. Likewise, ego and the 5 poisons lead us to harm ourselves and others, which leaves negative imprints, karmic potential in our mind. The ripening of this karmic potential will be expressed in the form of future painful circumstances. The ego and its entourage are our true enemy, not a visible enemy which can be defeated by weapons or material objects, but an invisible enemy which can only be defeated by meditation and following a spiritual path. Contemporary science has developed extremely powerful weapons, bombs that can kill hundreds of thousands of people. However, no bomb can annihilate the ego and the 5 poisons. In this domain, the true atomic bomb is meditation. Our mind in its usual state is constantly occupied by thoughts that are tied to these 5 poisons. They come one after another, sometimes under the influence of aversion, sometimes attachment, sometimes mental dullness, sometimes jealousy, sometimes pride. The intensity of these thoughts can vary greatly, but there is not an instant when our mind is not agitated by them. It's a beautiful day, we're on vacation, no work to do, food's ready, no discussion to be undertaken. We can be seated quietly without any other worries. However, our mind tires, constantly disturbed, even slightly, by the play of poisons that occupy it. It is unable to establish itself in genuine peace. The mind is not on vacation. The mind can only take a vacation through meditation. So let's try and have a little vacation. We up for a vacation? Okay, so let's just start by taking a deep breath in. And again. And once more. Lovely. Let's bring our right hand up. We're going to use alternate nostril to start with and at the end of the practice. Breathe into both nostrils. Block the right nostril with the thumb and breathe down the left. Breathe into the left. Block the right with the ring finger and breathe. So block the left with the ring finger and breathe down the right. Breathe into the right. Block the right with the thumb. Breathe down the left. And just keep going. Just get yourself into a nice, steady rhythm with the breath. I want you to introduce a mantra. So as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in the words, I am not this body. And as you breathe out, I am neither this mind. I am not this body. I am neither the mind. Keep the mind focused on those two simple sentences with the breath. And now as you breathe in and out, simply say to yourself, I am the awareness. And as you say those words, I am the awareness. Be aware of the awareness, observing the process of the physical vehicle from the heart space. Just one more breath. Let the hands release. Try to keep yourself internalized and just roll down. Let the knees come up and just don't touch them, but just let them come up. Take a deep breath in and a sigh out. Let the back of the body release itself, surrender to the earth, letting go of any patterns that are held at the back of the body that may be related to responsibility. Just let it go. Have a sigh. Good. Now just gently with the breath start to move the knees forwards and back. So it's not a big movement. I just want you to rock. So you're getting some movement into the sacrum, across the ankles to help support the back. Notice whether you want to use the breath out through the nose or the mouth. Keep it in through the nose, but either out through the mouth or the nose is fine. Just let the body lead you. So really tuning in to the body. It's a very intelligent vehicle, but it is the vehicle. And sometimes the wiring gets a little bit confused and the software gets a little bit of a bug in it. And we end up in these cycles of behavior that are linked to the 5 poisons. And it's only when we can observe the patterns that we're able to break the cycle. Good. Now bring the hands to the knees. Nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw a big circle, opposite circles with the knees. And start to bring your full awareness, so that observing presence, to the sensation of the sacrum, so the lower back, tailbone area, and the hips. So these areas govern the first 2 chakras, which are all about our need for survival, so our environment, and our creativity in all its forms, which includes reproduction, creativity in how we express ourselves through our hands and our voice. And just being aware of any tenderness in the physical vehicle and just giving it permission to release, and actually saying to the physical vehicle mentally to yourself, I give you permission to let go. So often these patterns, which are called encumbered patterns in the lineage that I follow, these encumbered patterns create pain in our body, which is physical, emotional, and mental. So, and they also encase us almost and create a level of fear to let go. So when we give the body permission to let go, we're able to release these patterns of behavior. So really deep breath in now, hold the breath at the top, and when you're ready, sigh out. Maybe you have feelings of inadequacy, insecurity, not feeling safe. Just be aware of them, let them go. Lovely, change directions. Really stay focused on the breath and observing the area of the body that we're working on from the heart space. Lovely. Let's place the left foot down. Keep the knee bent on the left foot, so anchor it into the floor. And we're going to push the right heel to the ceiling. So let's just concentrate on our sense of survival, which is rooted in the legs and the perineum. So as you inhale, let the knee bend, and as you exhale, push the heel up. And as you work with this leg, just become aware of memories of childhood. And remember, you're the observer. So we're not becoming the story again, we're observing the story that is our childhood. And just notice any obvious tensions in the legs and the hips. And then maybe notice any memories where you didn't feel safe and you didn't feel supported. And just allow them to release with the breath. If it's quite a powerful memory, then you might feel that you need to sigh it out, or even there may be a few tears. That's fine, let it go. So tears are the nervous system way of releasing tension from the vagus nerve. Good. Now really push up through the heel. Really draw the toes towards the face. Good. Now start to circle the ankle nice and slowly. Change directions. Good. Bend the knee. We're going to cycle with the right knee. So you're bringing it in, pushing it away, starting to bring movement up into the hip, which is also governed by the lower chakra as well as the second chakra. So about creativity. So whenever I do this movement, I remember myself, probably was about 5, riding a bike that was too big for me. And there was a bee near my ear. And I started to shake my head. And then I ended with my face planted on a lamppost. And although I don't mind that memory too much, my body used to hold memories of it. When I was younger, obviously, it was a little bit traumatic. So you just let the breath release what no longer serves you. Good. Push up through the heel, take it to the ceiling again. Imagine you've got a pencil on the heel. We're going to start to draw a circle. So remember, if you've got tenderness in the lower back and the tummy doesn't quite support that yet, then you can bend the knees to do that circling motion. If you feel that you've got more capacity today, then really circle the legs. So you get a nice big movement through the hip all the way over to the right and as far over to the left. Now start to feel the energy required at the navel center, so our power center, to do this movement. So we're taking the weight of the leg on the tummy muscles and we're releasing stuff from those lower 2 chakras, and we're bringing our power back online because we're letting go of the stories and we're claiming our power back. It's a bit like if you've ever watched the film The Labyrinth with David Bowie. Right at the end, Sarah, the young girl, realizes that all she needs to say is, "You have no power over me." And then the delusion crumbles. And that's all we need to say. Change directions. Good. Back to center. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the leg. Good. Once the leg's down, totally let go. Notice the fire that you might have in the thigh area. Another deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine pouring any stagnant energy, encumbered patterns out of you. Let it come out through the sole of the foot. Just let it go. Lovely. Bend the right knee. Bring the left knee towards you. Inhale, knee bends. Exhale, push the heel up. So refocusing on the left side. So again, just sort of really going into those encumbered patterns of not necessarily feeling safe or supported. So I used to have one on this side because when I was similar age, actually, I think I was a bit of a tomboy. So I used to get into a bit of trouble. I remember breaking my left leg because I'd climbed on some concrete slabs that my dad had expressly said, do not play on them. And then they broke my left leg. So there's also a sense of fear of being shouted at, which of course I wasn't. But, you know, as a small child, it's difficult to process emotions and then they get stored in our body until we remember them. So whatever's there for you, maybe there isn't anything, that's fine. Good, now push the heel up. And as you inhale, point the toe, exhale, pull it back, and then start to circle through the ankle. Notice how the sides are different. So my left side has less mobility than the right. And then change. Good, let's bend the knee and start to cycle. Feel the hip coming online, the second chakra, and a slight activation of the fire center, so the solar manipure chakra, as it holds the weight of the leg. Good, push the heel all the way up again. Let's start to draw the circle. Remember, you can do that with the knee bent if you need to. So listen to how the body's speaking to you. So if it's not comfortable, that's the body's way of saying, you need to bend your knee. Change directions. Good, push all the way up. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath at the top. And then when you're ready, exhale nice and slowly. Control the movement of the leg. And then once the leg's down again, just totally relax. Take a deep breath in again. Exhale the length of the left leg, just clear it out. Lovely. Bend the knees, soles of the feet together, hands to the side of the body. In fact, let's have the hands over the back of the head instead. It makes it just a little bit easier for the shoulders. Elbows bent. So we're going to use bridge with the knees wide. Okay, so if it becomes too much for the groin and the lower back, then do bridge without the Supta Baddha Konasana position. So take a breath in. Exhale, push up. Inhale to lower. Exhale, push up. And lower. Good, now keep going. So working in the creative energy center, the sacrum, the sacral chakra. So the word sacral comes from sacred, and this is our sacred space, our personal energy space, which sometimes has been encroached with unwanted attention. So notice those patterns, let them clear. We're going to lift and hold. If you think you can't hold, then listen to your body. Rest, bring the knees back towards the chest, circle the knees. Nice deep breath into the belly. Be the observer. Lovely. And release. Well done. Bring the knees up towards you. Squeeze them in. Let's circle nice and wide again. Good. Now let's bring our attention to the fire center across the ankles. We're going to modify up. Listen to your body. Notice when you're in a position that's enough for you. So we'll start with the basic twist. Arms out to the side. Exhale the knees over to the right, as high up towards the arm as you can. Head to the left. Don't let the knees touch the floor. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knees left, head right. Good. Now, if this feels comfortable and the body is happy for you to go deeper and cross the ankles, glue them together as you move from side to side. Gently draw the navel in, as if you've got a button for your belly button and it's being pulled backwards by a piece of string towards the spine. If that's still comfortable, bring the knees so that they're in line with the hips, not the center of the torso. So now we're taking more weight onto the fire center, calling back your power. So mentally say to yourself, I call back my power. And think about all the times that it's been given away, maybe at work, at school, different situations in our life where we felt perhaps a little bit threatened or undermined. All of these type of things, just call it back. Remember that personal power should be used for the benefit of all beings, not just for ourselves. And we see that playing out in the world at the moment, where it's being used irresponsibly. Good. Back to center. Bring the hands to the shins. Exhale into coil. Inhale, lower the feet, sweep the arms over. Exhale, push up into bridge. Inhale to lower. Exhale. Coil. Keep going. Get a sense of these energies sort of just free flowing now, those first three chakras, just allowing the energy to flow. Good, and release. Let's roll over to one side, come up to sitting. Either sit cross-legged or with the legs out, whatever works best for your body. So let's work a little bit on the heart center. So we've sort of started to work a lot here. So here, this is where we start to form our first intimate relationship here. And not always, sometimes it's a bit younger, but when we meet a partner, it's kind of this age here in the heart space. And sometimes it gets closed down because things didn't work out. So just be aware of any sadness there. It's also where we have relationship with others, like parents, siblings, etc., friends. So just focusing on the heart space. Take a breath in, sweep the arms up. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Good. Come to center. Hands to the shoulders. Inhale left, exhale right. I'm going to build up the speed. So remember, if you've got low blood pressure and you start to feel quite faint, then you need to slow this movement down. If you're fine, then just build up the speed to suit you. Come back to center. Bring the elbows together. Draw a big circle with the breath in. Sigh out. Inhale. Last one. Let's come around into cat. So our arms are an extension of the heart, as are our fingertips, which is why we express ourselves with our hands quite a lot, especially if you have Italian roots in you. Okay. And remember, the fingertips manipulate and are related to all of the planets. So spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, just one more. Good. Now take a breath in, neutral spine. And as you exhale, slide the left arm under and bring the right elbow up. And if it feels comfortable, extend the lower arm up as well. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, slide the right hand underneath, lead from the elbow first. And if it's comfortable, extend the lower arm up as well. Back to center. Observe the breath. Fully in before you slide. And then exhale, fully out. Eyes closed, just connecting into experiences of heart throughout your life. Memories. Good, last one. Back to center. Inhale, lift the gaze. As you exhale, keep the knees bent, but come up into down dog. So there's more focus on the heart space. So aim to get the thighs resting against the belly and keep lifting the sit bones so you get more of a movement in the thoracic spine, and then swing the bottom from side to side so you feel the rib cage opening. Good. Now walk the hands towards, the feet towards the hands. So you end up at the front of the mat. Soften the knees. Inhale. Come all the way up. Down through the midline. So we're going to use some sun salute variations because the sun salute work on all the chakras. So hands at the heart space. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Interlace the fingers and push the palms to the ceiling. You're going to take another deep breath in, feel the body lengthening up. Be aware of it. And as you exhale, go over to one side. Back the other way. It's nice and slowly. Inhale. Exhale, bring the elbows down, open the heart space. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, let the knees bend. Come forwards, keeping the hands on the bottom to start with. Head relaxed. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Now, as you inhale, raise the arms up. Now, you might find that that for you is a tiny amount, and that's fine. Stay here and breathe. Good. Release the hands to the floor. Take a breath in, lift the gaze. Exhale, step back on the right leg, drop the knee, take the toes back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale, rotate to the left. And again. Good, one more each side. Hands come up. Exhale, down dog. Heel out the feet. Good, let's come forwards into plank as we breathe in. Drop the knees if you need to. And on the exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Let's do 3. Push back. Let's hold down dog for a few breaths. Good, let's step forwards with the right leg this time. We're going to sweep up with the left arm, bring yourself into Virabhadrasana 2. Nice long stance. Inhale, extend that front arm, opening the heart space, squeezing the visceral organs. Exhale, go the other way. Really reach, go nice and slowly, feel the whole experience in the body. Front knee stays bent. Good, hold this forwards position. Good, now pivot on the back foot, bring the left hand down. Right hand comes into the sacrum or extend it up. And if you want to go deeper still, bring the left arm to the outside and come into full reverse prayer. You release the hands. Take a breath in, lift the gaze. Exhale, step forward. Soften the knees here if you need to. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale down through the midline. Let your attention come into the seat of awareness at the heart space. Notice how your physical vehicle feels. Give it a bit of an MOT. Check it out. What's going on? Inhale, sweep the arms up. Interlace the fingers, push the palms to the ceiling. Good, now feel the stretch coming all the way from the soles of the feet to the palms of the hands. Take a breath in again, lengthen up. Over to one side. Other way. Down. Open the heart space. All the way down, interlace the fingers. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. Bring the belly to the thighs. Let the head relax completely. And as you inhale, raise the arms up. Let the head relax. Release the hands. Inhale, lift the gaze to the horizon. Exhale, step the left leg back, drop the knee to the floor. Inhale, sweep up. Rotate right. Left. And release. Step back into down dog. Let's just hold for a few breaths. Good, come forwards into plank. Breath in, drop the knees here if you need to. Lower. 3 cobras. Inhale. Exhale. Push back. Hold for a few breaths. Step through on the left leg. Sweep the right arm up into a warrior 2 stance. Keep the front knee bent. Check that the front toes are straight forwards, because if they're rolling in, it pushes the hip and the knee out. Inhale, nice and slowly open the side of the heart. Exhale. Bring the hand down. Come into your version of reverse. So it can just be the hand in the sacrum, extended up, or that full reverse. You can even work with the knee down if you need to. Good, release. Take a breath in, lift the gaze. Exhale, step through. Inhale, come all the way up. Feet a little bit wider. Exhale. Good, and if you struggle with the squat, then just keep moving up and down, and you might find that you're just here. It's a lower squat. If the squat is good and you want to go a little bit deeper, start with the hands on the floor, rotate the knee in, bring it back up. When you're comfortable with that movement, lift the hands. If it doesn't work for you, stay with the squat. And you can also do a higher squat and do the movement from there. So working these flexors. Lovely. Now just make your way to the floor. Legs crossed, or extend the legs out. Sit on a chair if you need to. Just let the eyes close. Again, just become aware of the breath. We're going to bring the left hand into chin mudra. So just going to add in a mudra to the alternate nostril. Thumb and index finger together. Right hand up towards the face. Breathe into both nostrils. Lock the right with the thumb and breathe down the left. Breathe into the left. Lock the left and breathe down the right. Into the right. Down the left. I'm going to add in a count. Breathe in for 6. Breathe out for 6. Keep going. Good. Now keep the count of 6 going, but I want you to add in a pause of 3 at the top of the breath in when your focus is at the third eye, and at the end of the breath out, which is at the end of one of the nostrils. Good. Complete the breath on the left side. Let's bring the hands together. I want you to be aware of the stillness of the body. Imagine this stillness as a symbol of a door, whatever your door looks like. And you're going to open that door and you're going to step in to the stillness and let it support you, let it nurture you. By the Ma, which is the Tibetan word for mother, the ground of being, that which supports us, consciousness. There's another door in the body, which is at the throat. And this is the second door of refuge, which is the silence of speech. So take your attention to the throat. Open the door of silence and step into it. Let it support you. Let it nurture you. Let it hold you. And then drop down to the third door, which is at the heart. And this is the spaciousness of mind, which is vast. And our thoughts are just a tiny, tiny aspect of mind. But because we spend so much time focusing on them, they feel like they're only the mind. The mind is vast, like a vast ocean. And our thoughts are just the waves on the surface. And below is the vast spaciousness of the mind. Open the door and let this space support you. So these three doors are known as the three doors of Bon, where we can take refuge in our own body. It's always with us. We just need to give ourselves permission to slow down, even if it's only for 5 minutes or a minute throughout the day, and just take time to observe the stillness, the silence, and the spaciousness. The mind may be said to be of two kinds, pure and impure. Driven by our senses, it becomes impure. But with the senses under control, the mind becomes pure. It is the mind that frees us or enslaves. Driven by the senses, we become bound. Master of the senses, we become free. Those who seek freedom must master their senses. And when the mind is detached from the senses, one reaches the summit of consciousness. Mastery of the mind leads to wisdom. Practice meditation. Stop all vain talk. The highest state is beyond the reach of thought, for it lies beyond all duality. Keep repeating the ancient mantra Om until it reverberates in your heart. Bring the hands to the heart space. And just mentally repeat the sound Om. Just hear it silently in tone within the heart space. Om. Om. On the next inhalation, sweep the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, bring your attention back down into the space at the heart where the true self resides, the observer. And namaste. So the glitter jar has settled.